Bad company is far more lethal than bad marks. There is some methods to know who could be the friend, who could not be the friend.
Stick to good people who don't trouble anybody, who know why they are there to study.
No school, no college, no university is teaching how to behave when you're going outside first time.
What we are looking at is an independent man.
Attraction to other gender also comes in very, quickly.
Making sure that until unless you are independent, you should not land in a place that should hamper your journey or the other person involved's journey.
How important it is to learn the survival cooking. I'm not saying become a chef or something.
My focus is teach them 5 6 basic recipes. They don't have a pantry full of spices. Less effort, maximum flavor, minimum time, and you are sorted. Perfection comes with
With time.
practice and time.
Hello, listeners. Today I wanted to introduce you to a very powerful personality. Her name is Riju Bhatia, and she's written a book, Unpacked: Dorm Rooms to Dining Hacks. And this is one of my favorite books. I have, worked with more than 1,000 books, but this is one of my favorite books because it gives me nostalgia. How I started my journey when I left my home. So we're going to discuss a lot. And a lot of parents who are watching this episode, and we'll be discussing a lot of things. Don't start judging your kids because the way we are speaking, we are talking very, very naturally and trying to be holistic. So we'll be talking a lot of things. So welcome Riju on the show, and thank you very much for writing a very powerful book.
Thank you for having me and thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, I want to start with a story because I know when first time a kid leaves the house, a child leaves the house because he got selected in university, he's going to hostel somewhere out. He'll not be living in the house. So a lot of funny moments start happening in the life. So would you like to share some of your stories, how, or anything what you remember about anything funny?
Yeah, there are a lot of things like it is a wake up call also that now we have to gear up for multiple things. For example, 2 years back, my younger one went to university. He started university and we went to drop him. So हमारा stopover था in Zurich and one of his friend was also with us. So we were in the lounge and me and my husband were at another table sitting there. We gave them privacy. You sit there at another table. So we said, okay, let's get some food. And they just, both of them just got up and started moving. And I was like, wait, you have to take care of your bags and belongings from now on. And this is not Dubai, by the way. So now on, you have to think that way. We are here, but still, take charge. So that was okay, yes. So they gave us the bags. Okay, will you please take care of this? Yeah, okay, yes, we can take care of your belongings. Go and take food. So there are things when with independence a lot of responsibility comes, and sometimes it is coming in the harmless way and sometimes it gets serious also. Even I remember so many things we do just for thrill also. When I was in hostel, my roommate and I, we were just, okay, let's try to cook Maggie using candles. And we had 2 giant candles, and at night when everybody was asleep in the hostel, we lit up those 2 candles and in a small pot we cooked Maggie. It came out fine, but the utensil from the outside turned black with the soot from the candle. So everybody next day came to know about it. Ki ye kya hai? Black. Ye kaise hua?
Yeah, and so, I think we're going to talk a lot about Maggie because that's the food survivor for all the students who go first time if they are not prepared well. So I'm going to share my story, a little funny part of it. When first time I came out of my house, I was supposed to go to study to Kota for medical entrance exams, and I just passed from high school. And those time Ubers were not there, so a rickshaw came in the morning. We had a train, and 3 friends we were supposed to go study in Kota. So first time when I going out, 2 friends came with a rickshaw, and I was about to go. So I kneel down to my mom and say, okay, I'm going, and I'll be back soon. And my mom said to my friends that मेरा बेटा सीधा है, इसका ध्यान रखना. So that time my friends didn't do anything. Then later on, they teased me a lot वो बोले तुम्हारा बेटा सीधा है, तेरी मम्मी को ऐसा लगता है. And I think every mom thinks मेरा बेटा सीधा है. But if you go and ask the same question, your son's friend's mom, she would say something else. So I think this is one of the thing which we all think as a kid, as a parent, that our kids are very, very sweet and simple and straightforward. It may be true, I'm not saying it's wrong, but sometimes it may not be. But it's a funny story. So I still remember कि मुझे नहीं लगता मैं कभी भी सीधा था. So but for moms, I'm still very, very सीधा and simple. So it's a wonderful thing. But I was interested talking to you first time as a publisher because I saw there's a big need. No school, no college, no university is teaching how to behave when you're going outside, first time outside of your house. Your mom and dad would not be there. Your siblings would not be there. It may be a different country sometimes, maybe a different city, and you would be sharing rooms with some strangers. Have we prepared our kids for that? So that's a very, very important thing. And I had seen disasters in my life because no one prepares, so I was also not prepared. But thank you for writing a book. So I want to go deeper in this topic. Why did you decide to write book on this topic? Though it is very important, but no one thought of writing book like that. So what was your thoughts that you should compile these ideas?
I cannot say that one thing led to this book because there are multiple factors that contributed to this thing. First of all, yes, of course, the journey of both my boys through university, of course. And they narrated the stories and experiences of their friends from university and from school as well. They are still in touch with their school friends. Plus, we also have friends, and all of them are my age group only, and their children are their age group of my children. So we talk so much about all these things, how they are going to manage. And I have heard for almost a decade the concerns that come to parents' mind when they have to take this decision. Okay, fine, they are leaving home now, so they need to take care of this, that. Who's going to wake them up? Oh my God, will my child just sleep and he will miss 2 classes or whatever? And I have been doing culinary classes, special workshops for high school graduates. It is a comprehensive, personalized, customized course based on the likes and dislikes of every individual child who comes to me. And during those workshops, I have connected very well with those boys and girls as well as their parents, what goes in the child's mind, what are the concerns of their parents. So all these factors made me realize, let's make something comprehensive which addresses various things that need to be there with the child so that even the parent can have the peace of mind, okay, everything has been addressed, and even the child gets more confidence ki yes, I know the basic thing, maybe I have to tweak a bit here and there, I know all the how to, when and where to apply that, they will figure it out. So that was my thought.
So we will give definitely for all the parents who are watching us today, or even the high school kids who will be going away, they're watching us, we are going to give them a lot of secrets, how they handle, what all they should be doing. But before that, I want to go for an emotional part of it. As a mother, because you are a mother, you have sent 2 of your boys to study far off. So as a mother, what are your couple of important queries which you are scared of? There are small ones and big ones. So let's talk both. Let's small one first and 1 or 2 big ones. What are the things which you are worried can be handled if the training is done well?
If we talk in terms of general thought of a parent, every parent is concerned about the safety of the child, especially if the child is going from UAE. It is a very safe place here.
I know.
And as compared to rest of the world, we have to say that. There is no denying in that. So safety is number 1. Whether it is a boy or a girl, safety is equally important for each one of them. And sometimes parents are concerned because when they are living at home, we know almost all of their friends, that what company is the child in, and when they are living away. So that really is a concern running all the time in the back of their mind. So what parents do, even I do, whenever we visit university, we try to be in touch with them.
Friends also.
Yes, some chit chat. Okay, how is that friend doing? This friend doing? So it is safety as well as, okay, fine, you are studying in a good way, because you become the person you are with, the kind of people you are with.
You're
The
not
way
only-
they say that the 5 people you are with, you will become like that.
Yeah. Your network is
So,
going to influence you for sure.
absolutely.
So what you're saying is the bad company is far more lethal than bad marks.
Good company will definitely
Get you the good
lead
marks.
you to everything good.
Everything good. Not only marks,
Everything
not only
good.
good marks,
Yeah,
everything
I
good.
believe.
Okay. So that's a big part of it, that safety, security, and a good company. But the small word, like, you said, will my, child would wake up from alarm or not?
Absolutely.
Will they listen to alarm or not?
The second thing is that time management. Until unless we are organized and we are able to manage our time, we can manage everything. Because it is like, like that Jenga block kind of a thing. If one piece is here and there, when you are independent, then the whole tower comes tumbling down kind of a way. And especially when it comes to weekend, even as adults, it happens with us sometimes that, okay, this thing we will do over the weekend, okay, that thing we will do over the weekend, and the weekend just flies by like that. So managing your everyday as well as your weekend, it's important, because you have to do everything on your own. No one is going to come with a helping hand from home now.
So as a mother, how much are you worried about our children are eating right or not? Because food is very important part of health, education, and everything. So how much as a mother you're worried that will they eat on time, will they eat right, or they just eat anything, chips and packets and all rubbish things? So how much you're worried on, and how much you're worried on Maggie, and how should they prepare for?
If it comes to my personal experience, I have 2 boys. The elder one, he is very particular. He will eat on time. I don't have any worry regarding food for him. But the younger one, he loses track of time and sometimes say, I forgot to eat. And I'm like, how can one forget to eat? So whether you are eating healthy or unhealthy, that comes like second
Later.
for him. Oh God, will he remember to eat? So that is, he gets so engrossed with whatever he is doing. So for him, my concern is, okay, he need to remember to eat. And they try to manage that. These days children are a bit conscious about health, that protein, okay, my body weight is this much, so this many grams of protein per day. And of course, fruits, they miss on fruits until unless they whip up some smoothie or anything like that, they do. For that, I always recommend my students also to keep a NutriBullet kind of a thing. Just blender, put anything, any fruit of your choice with yogurt or non-dairy milk, and some fruit will go quickly because it is easy to gulp down. They don't have that much time to prepare fancy things.
How important it is to learn the survival cooking. I'm not saying become a chef or something, but survival cooking, good cooking to take care of your health. How much is it important? And like you said, very good idea is like Nutri blender. So quickly you blend something. Can you give 1 or 2 more ideas which can keep our kids away from the Maggie at least?
Yeah. When I do workshops with children, my focus is teach them 5-6 basic recipes, and then I guide them how to make the variation of each recipe. So for example, if you know 5 recipes and you know 4 variations of each one, 5 4s are 20. So you are not eating the same thing, but it is not. The challenge with the students is they don't have a pantry full of spices, they don't have a drawer full of gadgets, they don't have time to prepare a recipe which requires 20 steps. So less effort, maximum flavor, minimum time, and you are sorted.
So another interesting question. A mother listening to us right now will think, I'll teach my son or my daughter. Do you think it is important to go outside somewhere to, get the lessons, or it's important to get it done in the house? So what's the difference between a mother teaching or someone like you who's an expert, you've been handling these kind of students for many years? What's the difference between these two?
I will share an analogy for it. When a child is born, you are in the hospital or nursing home. The baby is crying and the mother is like anxious. Oh, he's crying, he or she, whatever. And the nurse comes, she picks the child, and the child is quiet. And the mom thinks, what happened?
Am I the
That
mom?
happens, like
I know.
most of us.
Yes.
And they say that the mother is transferring her anxiety to the child. That's why, like, the child is crying and the mother is getting anxious, then the child is getting anxious, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So sometimes I have seen two things happen. When the child is doing all this training at home, for us it was very different. We grew up watching our moms or aunts or grandmother in the house. We had plenty of time. Nowadays children have so much pressure of studies and so many activities, resume building, so they are robbed of that privilege. That, okay, fine, on the go we just learned everything. So after you do your 12th standard or year 13, then they focus on, okay, let's learn some basic cooking before leaving for university. And the same thing, that anxiety thing. And because for a mother, emotion is always in the head. So even if she is teaching something, she would be like, oh my God, she is not picking it up fast, or he is not getting it. How will he manage this, that?
So
Suddenly she will go in a downward spiral of
It's the
thoughts.
same anxiety vicious circle will start.
Yeah, and then the child would be, oh, and she'll, oh, I told you this, and the child will, then the tug of war starts happening. For me, I have also sometimes, heard from a little murmur from children. Oh, yesterday I was, chopping that vegetable, and my mom said, you are not chopping it evenly. I said, oh my God, I have been chopping for 2 days only. How can you expect perfection from me?
So true.
And then I have to, okay, fine, I listen to them. Then when I meet after 2 or 3 days, I happen to talk to the mother and say, look, the amount of cooking we do now, it is a result of, 40, 50 years. Perfection comes with practice and time. So you have to be patient and give them time. At least they can feed themselves in the first place. That is good enough. Rest of the things will follow.
And how many days you go through with the students and the parents? Because I see that you not only work with students, you also groom parents, because they also need learning. They know how to handle child who's far off. So how many days of workshop or 6 systems you follow?
I would say that the minimum number of days I keep an 8-day workshop.
Oh, that's all, 8 days.
8 days, and in one day I would do only 2 recipes, and I'll keep sharing how you can make variations of this.
Yeah.
Plus, it also depends on the skill level at which the child is coming
from. Yeah.
If they know something, then I can move to complex things. But if the child is at the beginner level, then we have to, start slowly and gradually. But I have seen, once it happened, a mom approached me. It almost took her 2 months to convince her child to join the classes. Eventually the child came, because they don't realize how important it is, but parents know it is required. And the expectations were so simple. My child likes to eat apple. Will you teach him to cut the apple? Okay, yes, I will do that. But I cannot just, if I'm doing something for the child with good intention, I will not make him sit for 10 minutes, okay, cut the apple. So I would think of something, okay, let's make Waldorf salad. And suddenly the face just lit up. Waldorf salad? What is that? Like, okay, that is that salad. It was discovered like that, invented rather, not discovered, accidentally, and we'll put walnuts and red grapes and this and that, and you can eat this thing as a nice snack. And when he did that, when he prepared the salad, it just took him 5 to 7 minutes to do that. And I was like, bas ban gaya. And
But
I
that's
was
all.
like, he was so surprised.
Wonderful.
I've eaten that at World of Astoria. I was like, yes.
So I think another wonderful thing what you do is you create stories and memories with the food, so it becomes more interesting and entertaining when they're preparing for it. Now I want to move from food to some other direction. I know one of my friend was saying that parent would prepare kids for IIT. The education institute would prepare kid to do right calculus, but no one teaches them how to iron a shirt and maybe wash the basic clothes. I'm not saying full clothes, the basics which you remove every day.
Yeah.
So how important are other areas other than food? Like it's very simple things we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Even managing your wardrobe and your basic essential items. And so what all other things are important from the day-to-day life point of view? Like as we said, ironing, washing.
So what we are looking at is an independent life. And independent means that we are able to do things on our own. Yes, initially we need some guidance. We learn the skills and then we can manage our things. That is independence. Whether it is about taking care of your bank account, whether to understand, okay, I have a credit card and a debit card. When to use the credit card or not to use the credit card? What is the importance of making the timely payments of the credit card? It is a very basic thing. So these things are to be slowly and gradually, even before their 12th standard exams, even when they finish their 10th standard exams, we can happily just sit down with a cup of coffee with the child. Oh, look, I am making the payment of my credit card. The credit card statement looks like this. Slowly and gradually make them understand the real world realities, because eventually they are going to take care of all that. Then time management is of course there. We talked earlier also about it. What happens in school is many of the children in their school, they are friends with other children for 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, a set of friends where they are studying. Suddenly you are going to a different place, whether it is a different city or a different country, and there is a mix of people over there from different cultures, backgrounds, nationalities. Making friends with these children, we have to be patient and we have to be respectful also, that everyone has a different culture. There would be a variation, so give it time. Initially, what I have seen is we need not jump into making any final decisions that, okay, I met these 4-5 boys or girls and they are my friends. Because initially, every child, when joins university, they are in the figuring out situation. A little lost, a little confused. So we cannot judge them with that behavior at that time, that how that child is or the person is. It takes time. So talk to people and slowly and gradually we can filter it out. So and then we are left with a few good ones.
Very, very important point we are touching upon right now. So I want to ask you this in little detail. This is not for the parents, but someone, a student who's going to university. He's going to a world where he may have 1 or 2 old friends in the same city or same university, but he's going to meet a lot of strangers who are his age group and sharing rooms, sharing classrooms. So how do you know? Yeah, there is some methods to know who could be the friend, who could not be the friend, or some advice do you want to give so they do not end up making bad friends. So any advice would like to give to all the students who are listening to us?
So first thing, as I said earlier also, that be patient. Don't be in a hurry to decide, okay, slowly and gradually, when we observe their behavior, whether it is rational or erratic. Another thing I would say that no person is 100% good person and 100% bad person. Everybody is a mix of both,
Yeah.
and it changes depending on the situation or their frame of mind at any given situation. And I have told my children, stick to good people who don't trouble anybody, who know why they are there to study. They put a lot of hard work to join the university of their choice. 11th, 12th, and these days they start preparing from ninth grade. Ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, these 4 years, they are grueling like anything to build the resume, to get their GPAs and get into the university and the course of their choice. At that time, no other person should be able to cast a kind of influence that should hamper your journey towards your dream life.
Wonderful. I remember my days when I studied a lot. I left my house after 12th. So I had fortunately found a method which I used to follow. It may help students who are listening. I decided to make a note one day that what I stand for and what I don't stand for as a character. So what I really like in my life and what I don't like in my life. So it's very, very clear these 4 things I enjoy. Like I enjoy food, I enjoy maybe praying. Once a week I want to go to my prayer place. Couple of things I made notes. I like working out. I don't like to sleep late. So certain things I made note of. And suddenly I can't stand off. Other than this opposite and couple of other things I will not stand for. So when I used to meet new guys, first thing I used to mentally take the list out and say, these are things I like and I don't like. Is other person is the same. So if it matches, at least I give a little more time to, decide whether it will be a long-term friendship or not. Because I believe friendships are for life. So find it right. And if it is not right, anyhow, it will leave. So I had my method, now people call it green flags and red flags.
Yeah.
But it was for me, what I stand for or I don't stand for. So that list, I think if you help prepare students or even the parents are listening, they help them prepare what they stand for.
Yes.
Then it will be easier for them to find the right match. And nothing is wrong. It's just the match is right.
Yes.
Match has to be right.
The value system is very important because our value system should be on this.
Yeah, it should match.
Thought process.
Yeah, so little diversion here, which is I don't know how appropriate to discuss that, but when our students are going out to study, that's the very tender age and hormones are high. So attraction to other gender also comes in very, quickly because of hormones, and they are there to study. So the focus, defocus. Any advice on that domain do you want to offer? I don't know. Is it the right question or not? But it is going to happen when students go away. Yeah.
Yes, I am a parent. I can understand that. And I have openly talked to my children as well, both the boys. The very first thing I have told them that this is an etiquette rule, even while shaking hands. And it is really taught in etiquette classes because I did some certification some time back from University of Alberta regarding etiquette. If the female offers her hand first to shake your hand, then it's okay. Otherwise, you are not sure if she is okay or not with it. So there are certain boundaries you have to take care of. The second thing is they will study together, they will go out together, they will work together. It is not two different categories. No, we are all human beings. But being respectful, respecting everyone's boundaries, and making sure that unless you are independent financially and career-wise also you are settled, you should not land in a place that should hamper your journey or the other person involved's journey. Yeah, because that messes up everything.
Yeah, so what I believe is that the maturity level comes with an age, and whatever we are doing, it has a purpose. So if I'm there out in university to study, right now there's a purpose. And the purpose is to be financially independent and should not be dependent on anyone else. That's the purpose of going to university or whatever study we are doing. So if the purpose is very clear, we know the first priority is this one. Let's finish this first priority. Then, priorities may change. Once you get a job, then definitely you have all the, scope to get into relationships and all. So that's one part of it. But other side, as a parent, as a father or as a mother, I think we should also be very friendly with kids. So if something happens, they should be happily sharing, because when they happily share, then only you can guide. But if they hide, you can't guide. So as a parent, it has to be very friendly relationship, which would help us as a parent to guide our children in the right direction. So let's talk about the fathers now. We've been talking mothers now. So, because a lot of mothers are listening, fathers are listening.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what are the big worries of a father? And there's a first question. And second is, when a father knows that next year my son is going to go study out in university, or my daughter is going to go study out in university, how should they behave? Because I don't know, fortunately, unfortunately, men are a little less not less emotional, but they don't know how to show emotional rightly.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to show. So any advice to fathers and their worries?
Maybe you should throw more light on this, because you have the father's perspective.
But from the experience you say, I'll share my point of view for sure.
I would still share. Sometimes fathers are so, even in my house, sometimes my husband will ask me, okay, regarding something, okay, what was he saying? Because why don't you ask him directly? You ask and then tell me, what's wrong in that? So I believe it is a barrier, self-inflicted barrier. But I have seen them talking very nicely when they go for a drive, and if they are sitting in a cafe, they discuss. Fathers mostly focus on, okay, what are your aspirations? What are your dreams? How are you planning to go ahead? Okay, post-graduation or this line. They talk more about that aspect, career-wise. Moms are concerned about 99 things. The rest of 99 things. So it keeps coming out in bursts, something this, something that. So that is the difference. But especially with the elder child, he really looks up to the father. Boys listen to the father, girls also attached to their fathers.
Yes.
But somehow fathers themselves, or maybe they are like happily relaxed, okay, mom will take care of rest of the things. But when they talk, I have seen, something very good comes out from their discussions.
What I believe is the kind of parents we had, it was a different time altogether.
Yes.
Okay. So time changes, people change. So the kind of parents we had, where the father figure was very strict and not speaking, not emotional. Because if they show too much of emotion, they may show their weakness. That was the wrong perception. And as a son also, I've seen that with my father too. But I understood the shift has happened. Kids are different. Now as a parent, we have to also change ourselves. So showing emotion is not a weakness, it's connection. So I have to replace that particular thing. And showing emotion means one rule I personally follow is hug. Because, I feel when you hug, heart-to-heart connection happens. And with my son or my daughter, I have more, close, aurically close connection. So hug is very important thing I do. And automatically in the hug, a lot of discussion happens. And you said it right, long drives. So we need to find, as a father or our children, between us, what are the commonalities we like. So maybe going out for the food and maybe drive. And then we find a friendly relationships. But showing emotion is very, very important as a father. One worry as a father we may have is the finances. How will he handle the money? Will he overspend? Will he take care of the money or not? But I think it starts very early when we're discussing, as you were saying, when you are paying credit card bills, show that how the bill comes in. So money has to be taught in the house first. School will never teach it. No. And university will never teach. No one will teach about money. And it's very important part of life. So I think it should start at home. And when I was a kid, we had a rule in the house, no money discussion in front of a kid, which is not right. Now, we don't do the same thing. We do opposite. We discuss everything in front of our son. So let him learn, let him ask questions, and I'll try to answer. If I don't give an answer, then he will have his own, wrong perception. So money is one thing which father would little worry. It's not that they don't trust the children. It is about they don't trust the world. Okay, so it has to be taught in a right way in the house.
Yes.
So any money advice do you want to give who are going
Money
out?
advice, in fact, in our house, what happens is my husband has done a very good job teaching them about money. He would discuss them, okay, investing is important, a second income, passive second income is very important, the power of compounding. So both the boys are, like pro in that. So that part he has taken care of beautifully. I only talk about how to make the budget.
Budget is important. Yeah. Can you put some light on budget for our parents or for the children who are listening?
When they begin university, they are suddenly, like paying from their account for everything, and they get overwhelmed because initially they have to, gather stuff. They are building a way to live there. So initially they get overwhelmed that, oh my God, this thing also have to buy, this thing also have to buy, whether it is a cleaning supply or whether it is a room freshener, they think, but everything costs money. So for the freshman, I would say just wait for 2-3 weeks. The initial expenses are going to be there, but from the following week, you will be able to understand where you are spending and where you can cut off. A very small example, there are so many things that there are subscriptions of multiple things, and 1 month free subscription, but put your credit card number or debit card number, and then it is your choice. But if we don't cancel the subscription, it keeps
deducting.
on.
Yeah.
So in case just for trying or enjoying that free 1 month subscription, please on your calendar you have to put a reminder 2 days in advance and then 1 day in advance that we have to cancel this subscription. Okay, if it's helping you, you can continue. But these are like small things which ultimately drain the money unnecessarily. Just one example.
Any advice on housing selection? I had a biggest nightmare of my life when I went to my first housing selection. I'll share my story, little horror story, but any advice for people to find?
I'm intrigued with the horror part.
No, so you let us know. First, what is the advice for housing part of it?
For housing, you have to decide whether you are going for a solo room or a shared room or an apartment if it's an off-campus accommodation, whether you are sharing the apartment with 2 people or 3 people where individual person has 1 bedroom to their disposal, but still there are shared spaces, and we have to be mindful and respectful of all of the people you are sharing the space with. And in the book also I have written in this regard that children get excited, okay, we are 3 friends, let's move into one apartment together. But we know these people as friends. They are good people, but we have different habits. Someone likes to study early morning. Someone likes to study late at night. Someone likes to bring friends over there. Someone gets uncomfortable with that. So if at all you are getting into a shared accommodation scenario, first thing, sit together, 2 of you or 3 of you, whatever the number is, and discuss your negotiables and non-negotiables. Everything cannot be according to you. We have to meet others at, like midway. Okay, fine. These are the things I cannot compromise with. These are the things he cannot compromise with. And figure out a way to balance everything. For example, if one day one of the person is saying that I will bring my friends here because we have to do some project work or something, and the other person has to study. But if that person knows in advance, He can think of, okay, I'll go to the library and sit there and study there, and accordingly. So giving room to each other, respecting each and every person, because one day if we are making space for the other person, tomorrow he will also make space for you, and then these walls become, like a home kind of a thing and not just room.
I also want to talk about educational institutions' role and how you help them. But before that, I have a couple of quick questions from you. And I want to, the answer should be very short. So, what is, when you stay away in the hostel or in the university, what is more emotionally connected, Maggie or mom's food?
Mom's food. Any day.
So, what is better, over-friendly roommate or a silent roommate?
No, a balance is good.
Balance is good. Okay. And what is better, budget on the spreadsheet or blindly spend?
Budget anytime.
Important question. How frequently should you be calling your mom? Daily or secretly struggle alone?
Daily is not even practically possible for them.
What is better, mess food or cooking basic survival food at room?
Usually first year universities offer full board. So first year is
you don't have a choice here. And what is biggest misbelief a student has when he's going first out?
Okay, that one is the thing. It is independent life.
So the packing should be done by a parent or a student when who's going out?
The child should be involved in the packing.
And what do they miss first 30 days?
You should ask a child this question, not a mother. Because for a parent, their empty room is the most horrible sight.
Yeah, both suffer. Parents also suffer and kid also suffers.
Yeah.
But I think parents suffer more and more of the mom suffers more. Because father, I think, has his own work responsibilities, he goes away. And mothers are anyhow emotionally connected to children. Better than a father. That's what I believe in. So it may be true or opposite too, but
more in a visible way.
More in a visible way. That's the right word. So more in a visible way. So yeah, presence is what we miss because we've been staying together from so many years. So we miss that presence. Now I want to come to the school part of it. So how do you think you can help schools, high school students to get prepared for this? Because school has also responsibility because their role of school is not only educating on the basic part of it or education part of it. It is also about life skills. So do you think it is important for school and how can they help their high school students on this dimension?
My belief is that life skills should become a part of growing up. Even right from when the child is in grade 4 or 5, they often join those summer camps kind of things. And even then, if small things are taught to them in a fun way, because they are clean slate, they want to learn new things. How we approach them without making it boring. So from an early age, just, small nuggets we can give them every year. So they should work on these things, and small workshops, few days workshops.
So do you also work with schools? If let's say school asks you to come and do a workshop, would you be available to do the workshop?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I have done a bit of work with one of the schools. We were promoting the folk embroideries in India, and they had the club activities the schools have. So I was a part of that, and I enjoyed every bit of it. So
I would recommend all the parents who are listening, please send this podcast to the principals. And if you're a principal of the school or you're part of the school committee anywhere, I would request them to contact you for arranging such workshop. Even if it's not possible offline because they may be far off, it's also possible online too. Because end of the day, when kids goes out and try to handle themselves alone, they don't know, they are not prepared well for that situation because a lot of responsibilities were handled by the parents or the family or the school. So they need to learn basics of it. And if the basics are correct, the focus would be more on the education, what they're going for. So how do they contact you? So if, let's say a school want to come to you, or a parent want to come to you to prepare the children, or school, how do they contact you, Riju?
Usually, for schools, I would say a more formal way would be my email ID, and for parents, they are any day contacting me through my Instagram account, that is craftedcuisine_.
So what I'll do is I'll tell my team to put your contact details in the description box. So parents, please follow Riju, because she keeps putting updated stuff about this topic continuously. And schools can contact you directly on maybe on LinkedIn or maybe on email. I'll share in the description box with them. Now, what is the most favorite part in the book for you? Which chapter was your most favorite when you're writing?
It won't be right to pick one, but I would say the first section of the book is addressed to parents solely. And there I'm addressing the parents to understand that the child wants to do so many things, and it is not, they don't want to keep you away, but they want to make you proud that I was able to do that. The way they learned to ride a bike, or when they took their first steps, they would fall, they would trip, they would get up. It's okay. And every fall, every trip makes them more confident and makes them feel good. And any day it would be really wonderful when they call you from university and share their win with you. Okay, today I managed this on my own.
Yeah.
So letting go with faith, that is addressed in the first section. And then I would say for the purpose they are going to university, that won't be achieved in a grand way until unless they are organized and they are capable of managing their time. These two things are extremely important, and as for any parent, then comes safety. And I would say safety is the first thing. Safety first.
Safety first, yeah.
So just be safe, focus on studying. No need to go and participate in any protest or where there's something happening. Just stay away from them. You have your opinion, keep it to yourself and focus on studies. Enjoy. And my purpose for writing this book was be prepared, feel confident, so you can really enjoy the college experience and not be worried about, oh, now I have to figure out the laundry, now I have to figure out this. You already know it. Just study and enjoy, because these are the best years of your life.
And I think I really appreciate the way you wrote the book was very fast, because you have so much of experience. But I think you finished writing in 60, 65 days or 30 days.
Yeah, because as I shared with you, this book has been, the content has been brewing inside me for more than a decade, and it just came out. So probably that's why it happened so quick.
Okay, wonderful. And any gratitude would you like to give about the book, the contributions in your life? Who do you would like to give gratitude to?
If I look at my family, yes, my parents played an important role, because they did everything to make me grow in an independent way. They trusted me a lot and they gave me responsibility a lot. So that thing came from there. And if I look at my children, they have been the pillar, and my husband. So this is the family side. But as you said that you have been through me on this journey. So when I was initially thinking about writing the book, I said, yeah, I read your book also, how to
write book in 30 days.
Yeah. But I was still, okay, will it work for me? Because in theory, everything looks good. But when I actually, followed your tried and tested strategy, I said, yes, this works for everybody. So thanks to you for that. And regarding the various aspects of book publishing, because this is my first book. I didn't know the ABC of publishing a book. So Wings Publication, Dr. Deepak Parvat, even the editor Nishita, they guided me with so much patience throughout this. Then now if someone asks me, okay, I'm thinking about, like, yeah, if you get stuck anywhere, like, we have people who can guide you through this, and still you are thinking, ask me, you can do this.
Wonderful. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
No, thank you very much, because you have immense potential, and with grace of God, we know the method, proven method to get things done faster. Now, for viewers who are listening to us, I want them to read this entire book. This book is available on Amazon and across world. It's available on Kindle. But because they've been watching us, can we give some special discount for them? Anything special for them? So, as a gift from our side.
I would say, let's announce a 30% discount.
Oh, wow. 30%?
Yep.
Oh, wow. 30% discount. This book comes as 30% discount. Go to Amazon, search the name of the book or search name of the author, Riju Bhatia, and you can go buy the book on Amazon. Available across world in UAE, India, entire Europe, US. And this book can actually change life of your children's or your child who is going to study abroad, as well as a parent. It is very, very important. I would also recommend you to forward this particular podcast to all the people in your circle who have children who are going abroad, or maybe a school principal where your son or daughter studies in the high school, because this particular topic requires to be taught and it should reach to maximum people. That's how, Riju's journey would be very, very satisfying, because she want to teach this to every student of the earth. So thank you very much, Riju, for writing a wonderful book.
Thank you for having me.
Keep helping people, keep helping students. I really miss, if I would have, I would have been your student when I went to university. I think I would have been far more responsible and better.
That's
person.
so generous of you to say
Thank
that.
you very much for doing it.
Thank you.
And we'll call you soon again for another podcast. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. It will be my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.